Well, alongside dowry harassment, domestic violence is another issue that has been a bane on Indian society. Multiple recent cases have thrown the issue into sharp relief. Let's now take a look at some recent cases of such mindless violence. In Mysuru, a prolonged domestic dispute over property sale resulted in a wife's murder after her husband attacked and killed her with a sickle. Married for 30 years, Gayatri repeatedly was harassed due to Papanna's drinking as well. In Kanpur, 30-year-old Creamkala was murdered by her husband with a spade. Her husband Bhagwan Das had a criminal record and was a Kshetra Panchayat member. A domestic dispute reportedly resulted in a quarrel, after which Bhagwan attacked his wife with a spade. A 25-year-old man in Ghaziabad was arrested for murdering his wife over suspicions of an affair. Sumit Gupta reportedly grabbed a knife and slit his wife Kavita's throat after a quarrel. Sumit had previously been arrested and jailed in connection to a shooting incident. In another brutal incident, a woman was confined by her husband, mother-in-law and their aide. The woman had reunited with her husband after months of estrangement due to frequent fights. However, she was confined and beaten with iron rods alongside her mother by her husband and his family after their reconciliation. Well, these are some of the horrific cases that we have been able to dig up. But the fact of the matter is, Dr. Charuvali Khanna, that most of the cases at this point in time go underreported. You know, women usually are intimidated out of it, or they are coerced or talked out of it, and they never go to the authorities. They never even perhaps go to the NCW with their plight. But, you know, there needs to be more information available. There needs to be more recourse and resources from the state and center available when it comes to domestic abuse and dowry. That's the only way to curb it.
Actually, in a way, you're right, but at the same time, like if you see the present case where that man is totally he has no remorse, he's no repentant, and he says, "Chota Mia Bibi ka jhagda." So this is how not only that man sees it, this is how society sees it, this is how the police station sees it, the girl's parents, including the courts. The courts, when even if the police registers, firstly the police rarely registers a case if the girl goes to the police station. They'll say, "Oh, chota Mia Bibi ka jhagda hai. It's a don't come here and adjust," like Vrindaji said. And then, even if they register a case, what do the courts say? It's a trivial matter, and they quash the FIR. Whether it's a court in Madras or Delhi or Uttar Pradesh or even the Supreme Court. You see, because there's a mindset that this is an internal family matter. Now, in this present case, the man was shot while trying to abscond. The in-laws are also absconding. I think her parents, the girl's parents, need to be arrested. The day they arrest one girl's parents, these incidents will stop. When the girl went back to her, it's not possible that she did not tell her parents. But what did they say? Adjust karo, adjust karo. Who is to blame? The parents. Who is the person who gave the Scorpio? If you agree to give something, the other party will think you have excess money and they'll try and keep on extorting. So don't show off your wealth. In today's consumer society, what does the Dowry Prohibition Act say? Giving and taking of dowry is prohibited in relation to marriage. Tell me one marriage where things are not given and taken. Even a simple watch. Tell me one banquet hall, one five-star hotel in Delhi, when there's a wedding season, the car is not proudly displayed in the main hall. And in smaller banquet halls, how is the car given in the wedding ceremony or the engagement ceremony? In a tray. The big key is made. I myself have seen that. So why are we talking about rural urban? We are living in a consumer society where there's constantly giving and taking of things. But when there is an extortion and violence, that is what is condemnable. So I think somehow this Dowry Prohibition Act is very weak, because you are by using the word dowry, you're using a cultural word and sanctifying it. You're justifying that. Call it violence and extortion in the name of marriage act, and then things will improve. The good thing about the BNS is that in section 85 and 86, they have defined cruelty, and they have said married woman, but they've not used any word dowry or anything. They've said in in context of some valuable security. So if any woman is harassed, is beaten, the police has to register the FIR, but they don't. So however much resources you put in, who is the person who's going to register the FIR? The beat police person. So they need to train those persons. And who is going to train them? The same patriarchal mindset which society has, whether it's the police, whether the parents or the courts. So I feel very strongly about this issue. Even this young parents are trying to control their children. Are you selling your daughter? Is she a burden? Yes. Girls are still a burden to society. Parents still consider them a burden, and so do courts. There was a case in which the court ordered the father, he was a estranged father, to give some 25-30 lakhs, saying it's the dharma of the father to get the daughter married. Courts are encouraging these practices where you spend excessive amount of money on marriage, and then what is the result? If you encourage this culture, you're going to get this result.
Fair enough, ma'am. Fair enough. Well,